Hello and welcome to English class of Standard 11. We were doing lesson 1.4 Pillars of Democracy by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. This is the second part of the lesson and the lesson is continued. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the writer of Pillars of Democracy, he says that on 26th of January 1950, that is the date when constitutional will come into being, we are going to enter into the life of contradictions. He says that in politics we will have inequality, but in social economic life we are going to have inequality. He says in politics we will be recognizing the principle of one man, one vote and one vote, one value. But it will not be so when we talk about economic and social life. The writer B.R. Ambedkar, he says that in our social and economic life, we shall, by reason of our social and economic structure, continue to deny the principle of one man, one value. He asks the readers, how long shall we continue to live this life of contradictions? How long shall we continue to deny equality to our social and economic life? Dr. Ambedkar, he says that if we continue to deny equality for longer time, we will do so only by putting our political democracy in peril, that is in danger. We must remove this contradiction at the earliest possible moment, or else if we do not do so, we will suffer from inequality which will blow up the structure of political democracy which this assembly, that is Constituent Assembly, has laboriously built up. The writer Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he says that the second thing which we are wanting to have is the recognition of the principle of fraternity. What does fraternity mean? Fraternity means a sense of common brotherhood of all Indians, if Indians being one people. Now it is the principle which gives unity and solidarity to social life, that is agreement to social life. It is difficult thing to achieve, that is unity is a difficult thing to achieve. How difficult it is? It can be realized from the story related by James Bryce in his volume on American Commonwealth about the United States of America. James Bryce has written the story. Let's see what it is. The writer, he forwarded the story in the words of Bryce, and the story goes as such. Some years ago, the American Protestant Episcopal Church, it was occupied at its triennial convention, means it was occupied during the 300th anniversary, in revising its liturgy, which means there was going to be revision, that is making alterations of the public worship. A thought was introduced among the people that there will be short sentence prayers, a prayer for the whole people, and an eminent person from New England Divine, that is from the school of New England theology, he proposed the words, O Lord, bless our nation, accepted one afternoon on the spur of the moment. That is, this sentence was accepted immediately. But again, the next day, this sentence was brought forward for reconsideration when there were so many objections raised by the laity. Laity means members of religious community. These were having the objection to the word nation because it was a recognition of national unity, and so they dropped the word nation, and instead of that they adopted the words, O Lord, bless these United States. The writer says that there was so little solidarity, that is very little agreement in the USA, that the time when this incident occurred, that people of America, they did not think that they were a nation. If the people of United States could not feel that they were a nation, then how difficult it is for Indians to think that they are a nation. The writer says he remembers the days when politically minded Indians they resented the expression, that is they felt bitter about the expression the people of India. They preferred the expression the Indian nation. The writer is of the opinion that in believing that we are a nation, we are just cherishing, we are just protecting a great mistake within us. He says that how can people divided into several thousands of castes be a nation? The writer B.R. Ambedkar, he says that the sooner we realize that we are not as yet a nation in the social and psychological sense of the word, it is the better for us. He says that only after then we can realize the necessity of becoming a nation, and seriously we can think of the ways and means of realizing the goal to become a nation, to become united. He says that the realization of goal of becoming united, of becoming a nation is going to be very difficult for us, as it has been in United States. He says in United States they had no caste problem, but in India there are castes, and the castes are anti-national. The writer B.R. Ambedkar, he says that castes are anti-national. In the first place, he says that castes are anti-national because they bring about separation in social life. He says that castes are anti-national because they generate jealousy and antipathy, that is, feeling of dislike between caste and creed. He says that we must overcome all these difficulties if we wish to become a nation in reality, because fraternity can be the fact only when there is a nation. Without fraternity, equality and liberty will be no deeper than just coats of paint. That is, brotherhood cannot be there. Or if there is no equality and liberty, they will be just coats of paint. This lesson is written by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. With this, we come to an end with the explanation part of Pillars of Democracy. I hope you all have understood it. Thanks for watching. Meet you in the next class with the brainstorming part of Pillars of Democracy. Till then, goodbye.